Every single year, Dollar Tree brings calendars with beautiful designs, and they are perfect for crafting. We're going to start with this one. It has such a summer vibe. Wanted to use it. I'm also going to use this $3 board from Dollar Tree Plus. I love having these in my crafting stashes because they're great for crafts. I'm going to use a technique that so many of you have recommended when Mod Podging, and that's the ironing technique. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pretty good layer of Mod Podge on all 3 planks, and then we're going to put that to the side and let it completely dry. Again, I have never used this technique, so we'll see how it goes. Once it's fully dry, we're going to place the design where I want it, and then we're going to place parchment tape paper right on top. Then we're going to use an iron. Now I have this little mini iron from Cricut. I'm just going to use this one, but you can also use an iron if you want. I'm going to speed it up quite a bit because I did move quite slow. I want to make sure that that glue really melts underneath the design. And then once you are done, it's supposed to attach. I didn't know what to expect, but I got to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. The design fully stayed. I even tested with a little shake and wiggle. It worked, my friends. All right, we're going to use my sanding block and we are going to remove the excess paper from the sides. I'm going to do a downward motion. This is going to remove the excess paper as well as distress those corners and edges. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to remove the paper in between the planks. And then I'm going to use a nail filer to give it that distressed look that I really like and really goes with the whole design. During the summer months, Dollar Tree carries these starfishes and they come 3 in a pack, and I love using them for crafts. I'm going to use just one of them and I'm just going to hot glue it to the upper right hand corner. Now you can totally leave this as is and it looks very pretty, but I wanted to add these picks. These are very coastal summer picks that you can find at Dollar Tree for $1.25. I'm going to pull it apart just in different picks and the size that really matches the design. And then we're just going to start placing them kind of underneath these starfish with a little bit of hot glue and just going to keep adding and cutting the picks as needed. You can add whatever else you want. You can add seashells to it, whatever you want. I did want it to keep it a little bit on the simple side. I gotta tell you, love this design. I love the natural worn design that it has and how fun to use a calendar page. Let me know what you think of this one. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take this beautiful calendar and we are going to use this patriotic 4th of July or Memorial Day design. I love that they have these flat canvases. This is one of their larger ones. These are great for larger projects and it fits perfect with this design. I'm going to lightly sand down the edges just to give it a little bit more of a worn look. Now the page actually fits 2 sides on the canvas. This is me just adding a little bit of distress on the design. For this project, I am going to do the old-fashioned Mod Podging. We're just going to add a layer of Mod Podge and place the design. I thought, let's give it a try. Let me tell you, friends, it wrinkled up. I'm not going to lie. Now, what made it work is that the design itself is very farmhouse, very distressed look. So it was actually okay. But otherwise, I definitely recommend the ironing technique. All right, I'm going to tape the top portion. I want to make some red stripes. This is just to fill in that top portion that is bare. We're going to add some florals anyway, so you can always leave as is. I just thought adding these stripes would really bring everything together. I'm going to give it what would look like a sloppy coat, which it is, but basically I just wanted to have a distressed look and kind of match the overall look. We're going to remove the tape and reveal the stripes, and we're just going to put that to the side fairly quickly. It dried. It is chalk paint. This is Farmhouse Red by Rust-Oleum. All right, we're going to take a piece of foam. Once everything is dry, we're just going to add it right there in the center so that we can add some greenery picks. Although you can leave the design as is, add a hanging rope in the back, and you are all done. But I love my greenery, so you can always skip this part, but I am going to add some of these greenery picks. These I get on Amazon. I'm just going to add some towards the right, the left, and then we're going to add a beautiful blue flower This is from Walmart. Walmart has great floral selections, and I just thought that blue really complements the design. I'm going to add additional picks here and there just to kind of fill in some of those empty spaces. And then I decided to add a white flower. You absolutely do not have to add the white flower. I just thought it really complements the whole design. Now we are going to add a hanging rope to the back. We're going to hot glue it in place. We're also going to tape it so that it does not fray on us. And that's it for this one. This is such a fun project to do. What a fun design this is. Love the way it turned out. The size is amazing. Perfect for the holidays. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take a beautiful bee style design that this calendar has. Love this design. I've been such in a mood for bee decor. Love it. We're going to do a lot of cutting here, so take your time if you're going to recreate this one. I'm going to cut off the beehive, both bees, as well as the be kind phrase. Now, just add music, watch a movie. It did take some time, but slowly but surely we were able to get everything cut. For the be kind, I did have to use a combination of scissors as well as my X-Acto knife to really get inside each letter. Again, take your time. It does take some time, but it is so worth it. If you have a cutting machine, however, you can certainly do your own design and use that. But for those that do not, this is a great alternative. Dollar Tree carries these planked boards year round, and some come in a round shape, some square, and different colors. I'm going to use this one. I love the colors that it already has. I think it complements the design really well, but I am going to paint the beads. So I'm just going to tape the bottom, and I'm going to use this beautiful milk paint. It's Venetian Yellow by Rust-Oleum Milk Paint. Love the color, and I'm just going to paint each bead slowly but surely, and then of course let them dry. I think this really adds a pop of color, and it kind of brings everything together as a design. Now it's time to start placing each piece. Now this is a little larger, so I just thought, why not make it look like it's overflowing on the edge? Love that I chose to do that. I'm just going to take my time folding and placing as needed, and then we're going to add Mod Podge and start placing it. I'm not going to do the iron technique on this one. These pieces are small enough, and it actually turned out really well without ironing it. So I'm just going to take my time, keep adding Mod Podge. I added the beehive first. Then I'm going to add both bees, and then I'm going to add the be kind phrase one by one, adding Mod Podge as needed. I'm going to let everything dry, and once it was dry, I'm going to add one final layer of Mod Podge over everything, and then I'm going to set it to the side and let it dry. Once dry, I'm going to take a permanent marker, and we're just going to finish those beautiful little lines. I think it complements and it adds a nice touch. And then on the black surface, I'm going to use a white permanent marker and add the lines all to the bee. You can leave this as is, okay? But I am going to add a flower because it feels like the bees need to be flying somewhere. So I'm just going to add the leafy parts, then the yellow flower on top, and some of the greenery picks on each side. And they just looks like the bees are just flying towards this cute little flower. This has to be my favorite. I love the way this one turned out. How cute is this? How fun and how easy. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take another design. This one has more of a rounded shape. Therefore, we're going to use this Seize the Days summer sign from Dollar Tree. It has a lot of texture with the glitter, so I'm going to sand it down with my electric sander, but you can use a sanding block if you'd like. We're going to dust it really well, and then we're going to give everything one coat of Weatherly chalk paint in the ink tone, which is a really dark black. The design of the calendar is very light in the front, and I have seen in the past that whenever you attach it to a surface, you can see the calendar lines from the back. But if you paint it in a dark tone, you won't see it. So once the paint was dry, I'm going to add one layer of Mod Podge and we're going to place it to the side to dry. And when I say I place it to the side, I literally place it on the floor in front of a fan, and it speeds up the project immensely. Once dry, we're going to use the iron technique because, yeah, it works. Then we're going to place the parchment paper, and then we're going to iron it. And once again, we're going to speed it up a little bit here for you. But I did go kind of slow and just taking my time, trying not to get on the black portion because it will melt that glue. And so I just kept ironing back and forth until everything was attached. And then, just like we did earlier, we're going to sand down those edges once everything was attached. This is just really smooths it out and really removes it nicely. I'm going to paint the excess little black parts in a white. This is Waverly chalk pen in the white. And I did a couple of coats, maybe 2.5 coats as needed. I didn't have to do the top portion, although I did because we are going to add greenery and flowers. But I did just to make sure everything is cohesive and it just flows well. So I did say we're going to add greenery. Now I'm going to take some of these eucalyptus picks and we're just going to start cutting a few. And we're going to make a little swag. And the way I make them, I just place several picks facing each way. I'm going to take some white nautical rope from Dollar Tree, roll around in the center, secure it in place with hot glue, and then we are going to hot glue it towards the top of the design, giving it a little bit of a curve kind of design so it drapes down in the shape of the round circle. This beautiful flower is also from Walmart. It's a gorgeous pick. It did have these green leaves. So I'm just going to add those right around the flower. I think it adds a pop of color and just dimension to the whole design. Once I added the leaves, then it's time to add another hanging piece. This one I'm just going to use nautical rope from Dollar Tree, hot glue, and tape. And I think this one is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my word. The colors, the design. Can you believe we used a calendar page? How stunning is this? Let me know what you think of this one. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.